Zero warning.
Zero warning. I know, that's how I like to do it here. It's like fantastic. Alrighty. So yeah, welcome to Bodybuilding's Amateur Hour. So this is where we get to ask you a lot of weird personal questions and hear about your life story. It's super fun. I love doing it, and I think a lot of people like listening to it. So I know, because the views say so.
Wow.
Awesome. So for the people that are watching, we normally have Alex on with us, the co-host. He's great at asking questions. Really big dude, takes up almost all the screen. So, but he's not here because he's having car trouble. He's stuck at the mechanic shop because, I don't know. He's not sure what happened. His car broke down and he just can't make it. So he apologizes, and hopefully he'll be here next week. But so that just leaves me and Jillian. What's up?
This is it. I'm here.
This is it. Excellent.
Answer some weird questions.
Yeah. So first off, so people that don't know you, do you want to do a little brief self-introduction, like what you do, the competitions you've done, and when you started, and a whole bunch of just what about you? It's not like a weird dating thing, so don't worry about it. So it's
all right. Well, I mean, it could be.
It could be. Oh yeah, who knows what's gonna happen after this?
That's right. So I'm Jillian Parker, and I started bodybuilding probably about 3.5 years ago. I work with a coach, and her name is Stacey Potty with Stacks Fitness Canada. Oh, nice. And I do natural bodybuilding. I started the journey about 3.5 years ago because I was plateaued at a weight that I just couldn't get past. So back in about 2011, I was over almost 300 pounds, and I just didn't like who I was anymore. So I went out and I bought a treadmill, and I jumped on that bandwagon and tried to lose weight over the next 5 or so years, doing like different fad diets, different coaches, workout programs, meal plans, you name it, I tried it. And nothing really worked for me. I probably lost maybe only about like 40-ish pounds within about a 5-year period. And,
that's not ideal.
No, it was super frustrating.
Right.
It was, all the coaches back in the day were just, restrict your calorie diet. As long as you eat only this amount of calories a day, you're fine. Well, for some reason that didn't really work for me. So I was just off to the next adventure, which took me to a cardio kickboxing gym for women only. Oh. And
okay.
So that was super fun. Joining that was a big turning point in my fitness journey for me. There I got to meet wonderful women, gain some confidence, learn about my self-wealth again, or self-worth, I guess, and just kind of,
both.
Just learn to be who I was. So I was there for about a year as just a client going to the gym, and then I decided to join the training team, and that was really, really fun.
What's the training team?
So I was a trainer for this kickboxing gym.
Okay, cool.
So women would come in and I would instruct them and help them, get through. It was like a circuit format to complete the workout. And just by doing that, it was a really great experience to, gain more confidence, help other women gain their confidence back, meet new people, all those different things. And it was just very inspiring, I guess, just to work there and be around those type of people and move forward in that kind of way. So I did that for a few years, and I lost probably about another 30 to 40 pounds ish. But then again, I plateaued.
Right.
So I didn't have like the eating regime that I do now, and I didn't. I mean, it was just basically like a cardio workout with some resistance training, not a lot, like not actually like lifting weights. And over the next few years, I just was on social media more and more, and I was watching this friend that I knew, and she was working with this coach that I mentioned earlier, and she was getting amazing results lifting weights.
Oh,
And when I
nice.
was younger, lifting weights as a woman, it was kind of taboo.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of always
Well,
sparked my interest.
I never really believed so, but I do get how in society for sure back in the day it was an oddity to see a female
Yeah.
lifting in the gym.
Yeah, and you didn't want to get too big or too
Right.
muscular.
Right.
Yeah. You always just kind of wanted to be like, skinny and little, right? And
Yeah.
that just wasn't my body type. That wasn't going to happen for me. So, anyway, I watched her over the next year or so, and she just totally transformed her body. Like, it was insane. It was amazing. So I reached out to this bodybuilding coach, and I signed up as a lifestyle client, and I just worked my butt off for about a year, year and a half, and I was able to lose weight. I stuck to the eating program, like the diet, the training program, the cardio. Uh, it was just amazing. Like watch my body
Right.
change and just not only
Oh,
lose weight,
100%.
but like see your whole body tone up and just body recomposition basically. So it was
Oh,
pretty neat.
amazing. Yeah. So in the beginning though, let's go all the way back for a second to where you decided to make take your first few steps into weight loss. What was
Yeah.
like the catalyst? Like what really drove you to making that decision of like, oh man, like I need to change something. Do you know? Can you remember? Was there like a particular thing that was just like set that ball rolling? Or like,
Yeah, I was just extremely overweight and I didn't feel good. I didn't feel happy. I wasn't happy with who I was. I was, you know, sad to say, but I was a pretty negative person, like a pessimist.
right?
I just
Wow,
didn't
you're so
like.
different today.
I am, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, so I just wanted to change. I just wanted to be different, and I wanted to have some energy. I was in my early 20s, and that's just not who I wanted to be. I didn't want to go through life, tired,
yeah.
um, you know, eating crazy amounts of food.
All right, so this is interesting. I feel comfortable enough. I can ask you this. Um, so, when early 20s, and you're probably like a heavier set teenager too,
Yeah, oh yeah, so
I
that was
believe.
big.
Because right, um, do you think? Um, how do I put this? Would you say like would that be the fault of yourself, parents, um, or is it a lot of people will blame genetics? But can you look back and be like, it was just because I ate this, I ate that, I was inactive. Like a lot of people sometimes on the heavier side are like, that's just me. I'm just big. I'm a big person, and they put the blame onto something else.
Yeah,
Would you do that, or was that? Can you look back and
yeah,
say, ah, shit, I did this to myself. Now I have to fix myself.
yes. So yes to everything. I
Okay.
did I did blame my genetics back in the day. I am a bigger woman. Like I'm tall. I have, a bigger frame than a lot of women, but and I always did use that as an excuse. I always said I was big boned. I'll never be under 100 and 80 pounds.
Right.
That just wasn't for me. I always just thought I would just always be big. But looking back, yes, it was
Yeah.
definitely not to blame my parents because you shouldn't do that.
Right.
But
But
I had
sometimes
to,
our parents are uneducated, right? And sometimes, like
yeah,
growing up in a different time, we don't know about the foods that we should be feeding our kids, or maybe the cost of food at the time is hard,
yeah,
so we go with the cheaper way, and then
mhm,
we just kind of pass. and the parents pass those habits along to
Hmm.
the kids, and it just snowballs. And yeah, I see it a lot. I see it a lot
Hmm.
in even in within my family members as well. So
Hmm.
yeah.
I think as, now being an adult, if I ever had my own children, I think the most important gift you could ever give your children is to eat healthy and be active. It
Oh
really does
yes.
set your entire life up for success.
Oh, with yeah, 100%. Like
Hmm.
with starting to have self confidence early in life and being proud
Hmm.
of yourself and who you are, and even unfortunately, it's the way it is. Like it's even in social situations, like people will
Hmm.
look at you different. People will treat you
Hmm.
differently as as
Yes.
a child, as a teenager, young adult, and like even into our adult and older age. It's
Hmm.
crazy and unfortunate, but it's the way it is.
It is the way it is.
But on
I
the
can
other
speak from
hand,
experience.
right. But on the other hand, I think when we have the education and we learn and we are a little bit healthier, or even we may even not be completely, in shape, but you're active. I think that still,
Hmm.
shows in you, right? And like the confidence comes out even if you're starting to be active and you're like just doing some things
Hmm.
to become healthier. I bet you become happier, even
Oh,
if it's
100.
still not completely there yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I've
Oh, I completely agree. As soon as I started at the kickboxing gym, I could just see my confidence, start to shine through. And I kind of always felt trapped in my own body. I don't know if that's
yeah, oh, totally,
weird
yeah,
or
totally.
not,
No, not at
but
all.
I just never felt I was who I was fully meant to be until now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's so when you're in your kickboxing, I bet you like actually kick some ass because you are a strong lady.
I am, yeah. So it
Yeah,
was pretty fun. Definitely fun time to like take your frustrations out. And at that time, I did need that outlet, right, to try
right.
to, you're punching bags and stuff like that, kicking bags, and it was a great outlet to let out
Was
stress and
there
frustration.
any particular person you were imagining when you were punching that bag?
Oh, I'm sure there were a
I'm
few.
sure there's a few.
Yeah.
We won't have to name names. That's fine.
No, no.
Well, that's great. So from after the kickboxing, you found the coach through your friend,
Mhm. Yeah.
which thank goodness for your friend. That's
Yes.
yeah. Um, so yeah, that's Mike is like right in my face. There we go. All right.
Blocking that
Yeah.
beautiful smile.
Oh goodness. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so fat. What are you talking about? Look at these things.
Chipmunk cheeks.
Chickmunk cheeks. I know. They're gonna
No.
disappear soon.
Yeah,
I think it's necessary, right?
it is.
Yeah. Right.
We
Okay.
all get
Thank
them.
you. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Speaking of uh, body image issues, we'll
Mhm.
get into that later.
Yes.
Yeah. So from there, I guess you started losing the weight,
Hmm.
and then what and who inspired you to step on stage and do something ridiculous like that?
Right?
Yeah.
So I've never even actually worn a bikini to the beach
Oh
before I
wow.
went on stage. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was definitely a huge step for me. Um, I guess what had happened, I had always dreamed of being a bodybuilder when I was younger and going on stage, but
Oh really?
like we had mentioned, yeah, but like we had mentioned, like back in the day, there was only the bikini division, and
Yeah.
my body type didn't fit in that category. Um, so I just never really thought that was in the
Yeah.
books for me, especially being 300 pounds, right? And you don't really think about that kind of thing, right?
So when you were 300 pounds, you were still imagining yourself on stage at some point in your life.
Yeah, I always dreamed of
That's
it. I thought it was so
that's
cool.
that's awesome. I think that's
Yeah.
yeah. That's
I'm
really
kind
cool.
of like a little diva, so I do love the glitz and the glam of the show day.
Fun. Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. So even back then, when you were younger, you had a dream and a goal to be on stage.
Hmm.
Oh, that makes everything so much more important. That's
Now,
really
I
neat.
never told anybody that.
Okay, no.
That was just something that I always had inside, right? Because my parents, like back in the day, like they would have never, this was never even been attainable, right? Like they wouldn't have,
Right, yeah.
would have liked me bodybuilding, I guess.
Right. So like,
But so what had happened is I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was going to be deployed for 7 months, and it just worked out perfect timing wise for starting a prep, and the show was going to be about a week after he got back from his deployment.
oh, nice. So he got to miss the prep part and the craziness and the diet. All right, lucky
Yeah, the
him.
craziness. Yeah. So that was my first show. So I reached out to my coach after I did about a year and a half the lifestyle, and I just asked her if she thought it was, an attainable goal, and she said she thought I had lots of potential. So we went for it. I started on a 26-week prep,
Whoa. Okay.
and yeah, yeah, and just went for it. Worked really, really, really hard for that. And I signed up for the Transformation Challenge at the same time. I also competed in the show, but I did the Transformation Challenge.
And what show was this that you're?
New Brunswick Naturals.
Okay,
Yeah,
great,
yeah. So I won the Transformation Challenge, and so
fantastic.
that was great. And at that show, I placed third in True Novice and fourth in Open Class, and I competed in the Wellness division.
In the wellness division.
Yeah,
So you won the transformation challenge.
yeah,
That's a really actually an amazing. Like all the placings were quite high for your first show.
yeah. Well, to be honest, there really weren't that many competitors,
Still,
but yes, it was good. Yeah, it was
still.
definitely a great experience. I'm so glad that I had done it.
So this is your first show. This is
Yes,
you on stage for the first time, wearing a bikini for the first time.
yes, yeah.
That's congratulations. You looked phenomenal.
Thank you.
That's wild. That's so cool.
Yeah, I
So
lost about 40 pounds for this and about 25 inches.
25. Wow,
Yeah.
amazing. And then I'm gonna go to let's see here. So this is your show. This one here. So this is a before. It's on your Instagram. It's fair game.
Yes, it is. It
So this is you. So when would the
is.
first picture be taken?
The first picture was taken,
So like, let's say, decide to.
that would have been when I first started with the Stacks Fitness. So that probably was
Okay.
about three and a half years ago.
Then
And the second
into
picture would have been into the first prep.
2022, I think it says
Oh,
when you're doing
2022, yeah. The
until
second
July
prep.
20th. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at the quads. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. So people that are like, I love showing these things because I know there's a lot of people that are just, really wanting to do it, but just don't have the motivation, confidence, or even think that they can. But,
Hmm.
seeing like somebody else like yourself or some other person that, you know, tried and succeeded and is like so just incredible and inspiring. And it's not like, and you did it naturally,
Hmm.
right? And that's one of the questions we got on Instagram. I put out ask anything kind of thing,
Yeah.
and one of the questions was, you did all of your shows naturally, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
why?
I'm still natural
What?
today.
Congratulations. And what was the choice? Why did you decide to go that route? And where a lot of other competitors, especially in this sport, tend to move towards the enhanced side of things, the dark side. Like where where was that decision to stay natural and do it? Do it. Some people say the hard way.
hmm So to be honest, I was extremely naive when I first started. I had zero idea that women, especially at our level, actually did that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, fair. No, it's fair.
I didn't know. My coaches mostly coaches natural athletes, and it was just never ever discussed or talked about. And I did this for me. So I did this to lose weight, be healthy, change my life. And I just, as I got more into the sport and I learned kind of more about other, you know, things that people do and
Right.
whatever, I just, just made a decision that I did this to be healthy, to better myself, and it's just a personal choice um, just continue that way.
Right. Good for you. Have you felt any pressure or any like desire to use and like enhanced or PEDs to thinking, oh, maybe if I take this, I could lose a little bit more weight, or I take this, I could grow my quads even more crazier?
Um, yes and no. So, obviously, when I'm looking on Instagram and social media and all those
Right.
places, I compare myself to all these people that, are obviously enhanced. And, you're kind of like, well, why don't I look like that? Why don't I build like that? How come I don't get that lean?
Right.
Um, but in the end, I just remember why I started, why I do it. And no, I just kind of, there's a stream for me and I'm just going to stick in it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good for you. And it's really nice that we have those divisions and those competitions too that regulate with that stuff. So it's relatively more on the even field for competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's amazing. So when you stepped on stage for the first time, I got a whole bunch of questions. I have like 15 questions here that are all, most of them are pretty good. Some of them are, I can't repeat. Or I could.
Okay.
Maybe I should. Because there's, we could do that, but some of them are a little weird.
So
Um,
typical Instagram
yeah, like I don't know half these people, which
question
is
and answer.
okay because it's super fun. Um, do, do, do. Uh, challenge. When we go back, what rule do? Can you describe? Here we go. Can you describe the feeling of stepping on stage during your competition? What emotions and thoughts go through your mind at that moment? So your first one, and then the previous ones or the next ones afterwards. So like, what was the first time like you're standing backstage, your name was about to get called to walk out, and do you remember what that felt like? Do you remember the feelings, and do you remember like you know, or was it all kind of like a blank, a blur? Because sometimes that happens to me, and I'm like, I get off the stage and
hmm
I'm like, what just happened? That was so fast.
Yeah. So backstage, obviously, I'm at this show, and well, you see, I had seen the first picture of me
Yeah.
there, and obviously, I wasn't as lean as as a lot of the women out back, or So in your head, you're kind of thinking, am I good enough to be here? Did I work hard enough to be here? Do I deserve to be here? But in my mind, I just remembered, I came here and I had signed up for the transformation challenge. That was kind of my first goal. And I knew I had won that prior to actually going to the show.
Oh, really?
Uh, yeah.
You got the inside
So
scoop. You got.
yeah. So that actually really helped with my confidence, like being there. So that was good. And then going on stage, like waiting out back, it was just a whirlwind. But the ladies were incredible. I met some great women out back, and they were just very inspiring. Some of them had similar stories to me,
Nice.
and everyone was just super nice and super supportive. And then, of course, when you go on stage, like you said, it's just a whirlwind. It's like you walk on stage and you're just absolutely terrified. I felt like
Yeah.
I was going to fall over, trip. I felt like I was shaking so bad from the inside out that I was going to just crumble to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but
But
I came off the stage and everybody was just like, "Oh, you held it together great. You didn't even look like you were shaking or anything." And in my mind, I was like, "I'm shaking like a leaf."
yeah, in your mind, you think you're just like vibrating and everyone can see, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
uh,
So that was my first show.
yeah,
That was it was great. I actually got to go on stage I think 3 times
nice.
with the true
So
novice, the
did
open,
you
and then the
find it got
transformation.
easier every time you went through?
No.
No, yeah, it got probably worse. You're like,
Yeah. Because then now you're thinking about it, right? Whereas for the
mm,
first time you're just okay, I got to go.
right.
So, but I worked on my posing even for the first and the second show. I pose every day, 10 to 20 minutes every single day in between sets at the gym. And that's just kind of how I got to where I was. It was just muscle memory and
That's kind of how you roll, right? That's yeah,
yeah.
great. And where did you learn your posing?
For the first show, I literally just watched Instagram.
Nice.
My coach
There are
sent me
some
a
good
video.
videos out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So my coach had sent me a video on like mandatory poses and stuff. So I practiced, and she helped me tweak a lot of it. And then that was my first show. And then for the second one, a couple of months like leading up to the show,
Yeah.
I watched Instagram. I found this posing portal that I kind of followed, and she kind of broke down how to pose. So I watched that a lot. Just practiced, what videotaped myself and played it back, and just thought, okay, I need to change this or tweak that. And then eventually, I signed up
Yeah.
for a posing class that was local, and that really just boosted my confidence through the roof. So
Right. The one in Halifax, right? The one at Fitness
yeah,
FX. Yep.
yeah,
They're good. They're good. They know what they're doing, and I think they have a
yeah.
lot of people there that they kind of interchange and through like
Hmm.
coaching and stuff, and but they have their main couple, right? If I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yep.
I originally, like last year, I was just going to participate and uh, join in and stuff. And then now I actually teach the posing for the wellness division. So that's
Oh,
fun.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Wow. That's crazy, eh? So going from, 300 pounds plus to teaching posing for stage.
yeah, kind of crazy.
That like just think about that right for a second. Like that's incredible. Like that is a true like not a lot of people achieve goals in their lives, especially goals that seem a little bit out of reach. And you did. That's pretty crazy. And I think she's frozen. Oh, we got you froze there for a second. We're paused. Oh, you are all choppy. We can't hear anything. Am I
You're
good?
good.
You're kind of I think we lost you there for a second.
Yeah. Am I back?
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Okay.
All right, cool. Awkward. No, that's like
Good
all
old
right.
technology.
Yeah, cool. So, like I was saying, you achieved something that not a lot of people can say that they've done.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, pretty
I
neat.
kind of I look back at it. I don't really doesn't it's kind of like surreal to me. It doesn't,
Right,
you know. I even today, like where I'm sure you're gonna ask me these questions later, but I look in the mirror. It doesn't even look like me. I don't think that's me at all.
right. Okay,
But
so thanks for the segue.
yeah.
Excellent. All right, Yeah, I can ask the questions, or I can let some of the viewers, fans ask questions. Let's go through. Uh, um, where is it? Okay. This one comes from. Nope, nope, nope. Where is it at? Nope. All right. There we go. All right. Said, okay, my girl, what's going on? This isn't coming from me. See,
Sure.
what has been your biggest obstacle to overcome, and what is next for you?
My biggest obstacle, um, just believing in myself, trusting the process, um, and just, I guess that's it. Just trusting the
Yeah.
process, believing in my coach, believing in myself, knowing that I can do it. Um, I, like you mentioned, like I did achieve a great goal, and
Yeah.
um, I just, there's more, so much more that I want to achieve and move forward with. So,
So, when you say like one of the biggest obstacles would be like having the self, trying to find the self confidence and overcoming the self doubt to be able to think that
yeah,
you can achieve this goal.
yeah.
It's more of like a.
So, so
Oh,
personally, I mean, this is kind of definitely personal stuff.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
But for me, being overweight significantly, I guess I don't feel like I belong. So I feel like sometimes I get judged, because I have loose skin or stretch marks or things like that. So sometimes I feel like maybe people are judging me on that and I don't belong into the sport. But in my mind, I just have to remember
Yeah.
that
Screw
I worked
them.
really hard. Yeah, I worked really hard for
Right.
this.
Hell
And
yeah.
if they don't like it, they don't have to look.
Right. Exactly. And like you, to be honest, like when you're going through your pictures on Instagram, like that, I don't see it. It's not noticeable. I don't know. It's probably noticeable to you.
Yes.
We're all our hardest critics, right? But like you're going through those crazy pictures of you on Instagram, you're like this girl's got it going on. And then but like I said, we're our own worst enemies. So you're gonna see it. You're gonna pick yourself apart. Where like someone like me or a judge, we, we may not see that stuff, and it's just like so we're our own worst enemies, and when we come into our own self doubt, is like one of the bigger struggles. I think, right? I think we're
Oh, yes.
yeah, and like following the process, even the process, did you find hard? Like you're like, is this even working? Like when you hit a plateau, you're like, I got to believe in the coach. I don't, sometimes we
Yeah.
can self sabotage our
Mhm.
training when we don't think it's going well and we maybe cut calories or cut corners and then it goes to shit
Yeah.
because our coach doesn't know what we're
So,
doing.
exactly. I try to be extremely transparent with coach. Um, for example, I'm in prep right now and it was not going well, or it didn't seem to be going well. I wasn't really losing any weight. Uh, However, I was leaning out. So I was definitely in my head
Right.
for a very long time. Like, this is just not working. But I stayed a course, did the program. I didn't veer off. And long and behold, here she comes.
It's working.
It's working.
You're looking great.
So,
Um, so, someone else asked, what kind of training and preparation do you undergo for a competition? How do you balance your fitness routine with other aspects of your life?
mhm. So for me, I love the gym. The gym is now my life. It's what I do, it's my passion, it's my hobby. So I just love to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I have a dog now, so he has to he's a bigger dog, so he has to go for an hour walk every day. So he's my cardio.
Oh,
And yeah, I meal prep. I like to meal prep because now I know what's in the fridge. It's right there. It's accessible. I can just grab it, even in off season. I still follow the plan as strict as I can. And, obviously we all fall off plan
Yeah,
once in a while, but
I think so.
uh, yeah. But I just love the ease of it and knowing that it's available and it's right there and I can grab it and go. So for me, I don't find it difficult. It's just my life now. So
Right. You've had it prep and like this style of this way of, you know, living and eating is just kind of who you are and what you do. And
yeah. So I've been doing it for about 3.5 years now. Like I said, I follow the off season,
yeah.
so it doesn't change. So it's exactly the same for 3.5 years. Just the amount of food I get changes.
Yeah, see, like that's how, and that's wonderful because it's, it may sound crazy and boring to other people, but
Hmm.
once you start doing it and start, I think, you know, feeling the results, then seeing the results,
Hmm.
it's, it's a game changer. It's life changing. And then I find also for people that are watching, I find it cheaper than, you know, cheaper than going out and having different things every day. Like it's
Hmm.
the grocery bills drops significantly,
Hmm. Hmm.
and the time in the
100%.
grocery store drops because you don't have to spend hours wandering the aisles and trying to figure out what you're gonna have for supper like the next week. You already
Yeah.
know.
And for anyone who is watching that is struggling, uh, like doing this and bodybuilding has taught me to have a good relationship with food. So I know it's like can go the other way for some people, have other issues that way.
Yep.
But for me, I've learned how to portion my food, how to find other alternatives for different condiments, not that aren't packed full of sugar, um, what works for my body. So it has been very life changing in all aspects, not just physically.
Yeah, that kind of goes right into this question. That's wonderful. Like to really put that out there. Can you share some insights into your diet and nutrition regimen during competition preparation? And how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle outside of the competition season? So we kind of covered the second part a little bit, but
Hmm.
um,
Uh,
like meal prep,
so
right? Like,
yeah, so it just comes down to like it's basically the same. Like I follow all year round, so I
yeah,
meal prep. I'm always prepared. I never make like I always make sure I have the food on hand. Uh, Never let it go because if you do, then you're setting yourself up for
right.
disaster.
So
You just
some
make
people
time.
will. Oh, go ahead.
It's just like anything, you make time and a priority for things that are important to you. So
Definitely. So some people might say, I don't have time to meal prep. I can't do it. I'm so busy. Or I don't know how to cook. I just, you know, just want to order stuff. And,
buy an air fryer.
right? So easy. Just throw it in there. I put my steaks in there. I've
Me
tried,
too.
yeah,
Everything.
it works, right? So meal prep for you, what does that look like? These 2 hours in the kitchen every once a week, or do you do meal prep every day? How does that work for someone that's watching this? Like, I don't know how to meal prep. I have to cook every single day. It sucks,
Yeah. So when I first started, I actually did meal prep like every Sunday and I did
right?
everything for like a 4 day period. And then I would meal prep again like on a Thursday or whatever. And it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot of
Yeah,
work. It was, you had to be prepared. But now I just meal prep as I go. So if I need chicken, I just take it out the day before and I thaw it and then I just cook the chicken. And if I need rice, then I just cook it the day before. Like I always kind of know how much I have in the fridge and I usually just cook it the day before so that I never run out. It's always just
right,
kind of running. Yeah. So I guess I do a little bit of meal prep every single day.
right. That's just like for most people, that's just like cooking supper every day, right? It's the
Yeah.
same damn thing.
Yeah.
So
No different.
no different. So you got time. You're just healthy.
Yeah.
All right. Can you describe the feeling of stepping on stage? Yeah, we already did that. Ah, how do you handle criticism or negative comments? both from within the fitness industry and from the general public, or do you even have you ever had anything experience in that way?
So I've been actually extremely fortunate, and I've never really actually had any negative comments or feedback from
Because you're
anyone.
just
So
that good when you're on stage. They're just like, I got nothing to say. I don't know.
yeah, no, I just I don't know. I
I'd,
try to be a pretty positive, happy-go-lucky person, and
yep.
you know, I try to be inspiring. If I can just even help one person, it doesn't even have to be a fitness related. Just inspire them to reach a goal they've always wanted. Like that's kind of what I'm here for. Just to
Right.
show people that you can do it. Put your mind to it, and you can do anything you want.
Ah, so true. And you are the living example of that, which is fantastic. Uh, how do you main how do you maintain a healthy body image and self confidence in the industry that often emphasizes appearance?
Hmm.
I think we've kind of went over that too, but like, yeah, um,
I think
like
this one's
when,
pretty easy for me
yeah,
because where I was so big before that now when I look at myself in the mirror, no matter if I'm in off season or look like the way I do now in middle of prep, I'm just super appreciative of that I took that first step and went ahead and did it. So,
yeah, yeah. That's so every time. But do you? I know personally for me, even when I'm 12 weeks out, 4 weeks out, 2 weeks out, I still look in the mirror and go, oh man, you look horrible. You're like, what are you doing? I get that. It's maybe it's like
yes.
maybe a little bit of a disorder, muscle, like a little bit of body dysmorphia, probably. Totally, and most of us fitness competitors have it.
Mhm.
I get it. I was like the day out before I stepped on the Arnold stage, I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, "What are you doing here, Josh? Like, you are going to get your ass handed to you." I was like, "You like you." I'm like, "You look
And then
like
you
a
kicked
bet."
ass.
And then I did. See, but then that's the thing, right? We're so hard on ourselves,
Yeah,
and
we
I don't
are.
think partially. I think in some ways for competitive people, that might be a good thing because we're always improving. We're
Yes.
never really completely satisfied,
No.
right? So whenever we see like, so we're always trying to push to be a little bit better.
Yeah. I definitely
But
have feelings like that. And well, I mean, you're with me in the gym there, but
yeah,
I don't feel lean enough. I don't feel like I'm coming in good enough, things like that on a competitive level. Um, but as overall lifestyle, you know, I do like the way I look. So, competitively, I mean, well, obviously we all have those feelings
right,
because, we're trying to win. Uh,
exactly. We're not going
but
for second place, right? So
no.
right,
Yeah.
but like yeah, on like a lifestyle wise, people will look at us and think we're crazy to think we you know want to be better or
Yeah.
so. But people don't realize that we are a little different mentally. We're a little,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's very true. You have to have
yeah,
a different mentality to be a bodybuilder.
right. So looking into that, so someone that is thinking of taking that next step,
Hmm.
like okay, they're like I've lost some weight, or I think I'm ready to take that step. I've been training for a little while. I put on some muscle. Maybe I want to jump on stage. Um, uh, what do you think that person needs in their arsenal, in their back pocket to be able to be successful for the first time and maybe keep going? What would you think the main couple keys are for a female competitor? Either in wellness, bikini,
Hmm.
figure.
First of all, for any goal or any dream that you have, it has to be for you. So if it's not something that you want and that you're willing to work hard for and put the time in and dedication, then it's just never going to be achievable, right? So that's for any type of goal or dream is that it has to be yours and yours alone. So that's my biggest piece of advice. And then second of all, find a good coach. Find someone who understands you, who listens to you, who, you know, if you have questions, they answer your questions. They, support you mentally. Um, like my coach she's great.
Mm-hmm.
She always is there for me 100%. So, and then I did do the first couple of years of the bodybuilding alone. I didn't really know anyone in the community. And, it is isolating. It's a very, individual sport.
Yes, a little selfish. It's a selfish sport for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But I
think it
think
brings out a lot of the true friendships and
it, oh, 100%.
and brings out the supportive people in your life will stick around.
Yeah. So that is another thing to remember is that, people will be jealous of you. People won't understand you. And it's important to know why you're doing what you're doing. And just, like you said, stick close to the people that support you.
Yeah. Because they'll have your back, and then when you're hangry and grumpy, they'll understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No, that's a great advice. Um, and that's I would one of the best, probably one of the best examples or that I've heard of that. That's a great answer. Yeah. Can you share any memorable experiences or achievements that stand out to you in your fitness career? Like, and what has been your like proudest moment? Like, is there so far? Is there
Obviously, winning my overall title at NB Naturals last year, it was
right?
just,
What did
it
that
was just
feel like?
amazing.
Like when they're sitting there calling other girls' names, and then you're just like, okay, all right, and
Hmm.
it's like keeps going and going, and then
Yeah.
like, what was that like?
Well, when I first stepped on stage in my class and I got moved to the center and I won first place there, it was just the most amazing moment of my life. I did never thought in a million years I would come first place in a bodybuilding show.
From
Ever.
like ever, like
Ever.
from your beginning of your journey to
Yeah. Like my goal was to come top three at that show, and I came first in my class, and I just was like, oh my goodness. So we left. I left there. Like pre-judging, my coach was pretty sure that I was going to come in first. So we kept things really tight,
so
and yeah,
I'm just gonna pop. Yeah, no, keep talking. So this is like
yeah.
this.
So yeah, so we kept things really tight and on point, and then we went back for the night show, and they called me up for first place, and it was just the
So
most incredible experience.
yeah, so there's you in the middle,
Yeah.
first place. That's a really nice suit
Yes. Thank you.
as well.
It was a beautiful suit. Yes.
Yeah, look at that smile. That is crazy.
Yeah.
See,
I was smiling so hard in every picture, my eyes are closed.
and the other ladies look awesome too. So you had some tough
Yeah.
competition,
Yeah, it was
right?
definitely a good lineup. Yeah.
Wow.
And then got called off stage and we're sitting back
Yeah.
and got called up for the overall title and it was a duel between me and another lady and it was the most nerve-wracking. Probably it was probably only
Yeah.
like 30 seconds, but it felt
Right.
like forever. And they called my name. It was just well, they started talking about me winning the transformation challenge the year before
Right.
and
Okay.
how incredible it was that I had come from that, from winning the transformation challenge. So right then that moment I was like, oh no, I came second. Like I
Right.
didn't
They're
win the
like, oh,
overall.
yeah.
It's
Like,
like they were letting me
congratulations.
down easy.
Yeah. It was like just a soft landing.
Yeah. So I was like, oh no, this is it. Like they were, talking about that. And then they called my name and it was just, I was just, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just, it's even to this day, it doesn't even feel real.
Just do you like sometimes just sit back and just think about it and you're like, oh man, what a ride.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like I look in the mirror and I'm just like, who is that person? Like that's just it's just crazy.
Was there any
There's no
moment,
other way to describe it.
right? Was there any moment in the process where you actually like had that aha moment when you were looking in the mirror and going, "Holy crap, this
That
I've done something here." Like
that's
I personally had a moment, um, like a couple of weeks out from the show when I was doing some posing, and I'm like, "Holy crap, who is that person in the mirror?" I'm like, "Where did that come from?"
yeah.
And you almost get like emotional. You're making yourself. I don't know if you've had that experience or
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
yes.
Oh yes. Yeah. Just like a couple weeks ago, actually, I did even posted on my Instagram. I just had this moment. I was like, oh my God, that's me. That's
Right.
crazy. Who is that?
Right. Like
You
what
only
did
see
I?
that stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, it's like it's actually real. It's a
Yeah. So it's pretty
oh
neat. It's actually
yeah.
really cool.
No,
So
good
that
for
was
you.
definitely the best moment of my life, hands
Oh,
down.
for sure,
Yeah.
and well deserved too.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Favorite movie?
Oh goodness.
Do you have one?
Everyone here is not going to like me, but I don't really watch TV. That's how I
Oh,
get so much done in a day.
right.
I don't
That's
really
how you
watch
get.
TV, and I don't watch movies.
Wow. Okay. So that person doesn't know. That person that asked that doesn't know you.
No, no.
I think we've had that conversation in the past before too, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just honestly don't have the attention span to
Right.
sit down and watch a movie anymore.
So, what fills your time when you're not at the gym and walking the dog?
I'm a very busy
Everyone
person.
wants to know.
I'm always on the go. I never
Right.
stop, so I'm always doing something. Right currently, I'm
Yeah.
renovating my basement apartment while I'm on prep, which is absolutely insane,
Oh, that sounds horrible.
and I don't
I had
recommend
a
anyone ever do that.
I had a
It's
my ex made me paint my kitchen once while I was in prep, and
yeah.
it was not fun. So I painted it a horrible color. And I was
Payback.
like, I can live with it.
Yeah,
She can't. So
yeah,
it was kind of funny.
yeah. And I'm actually like full reno, like paint, tile, grout,
Oh, are you
like
doing the
you
work
name it.
yourself?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's impressive. First off, on prep or not. Yes, but
Yeah.
then doing it with prep rate and what are you on? Zero
Mm.
carbs? Like keto diet right now?
Zero carbs.
Zero carbs. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So, but other than that, I like to garden, hang out with my dog.
right.
Um, I lie. I do like the movies if I go to the movie theater.
All right.
But
Well, that's something. That'd be like so if someone wants to take you on a movie date, it's not so
yeah,
horrible.
no,
Actually, movie dates are horrible. Don't do that.
no, because you don't talk.
No, exactly. Don't do that.
Yeah, no
Right.
movie dates and no food.
Right. Yes. Yes, people know your audience. Come on.
Yeah.
Right. Um do do let's see. Okay, that kind of segues into this funny question. Do you find because you're like do you find guys get intimidated by your strength and physical appearance? Because you're
Yes.
pretty jacked. You have like obviously how tall are you? All from first off, people are probably wondering.
5'7".
5'7". All right. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's normal. It's
Yeah. Average-ish.
average.
A little bit taller.
Uh, But then also you have
Yes.
yeah,
They are very intimidating. And it's honestly, since I became muscular,
right.
it's much worse because I'm an extremely independent, outspoken person anyway. So that's intimidating, I believe, in itself.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So I
I
know
can
what I
see
want
some
and I go
people.
for it, obviously. So
Right. Obviously, because you've shown that time and time again.
yeah. So yes. Um,
Yeah.
but this is who I am, and the right person will come along.
Oh, for sure. Of course. Yeah. And oh, okay, I think we have a couple more. And patellar injury, that, and all right. Yeah. So coming to that, favorite exercise, and your, I guess, what's your favorite exercise and what's your least favorite and why?
Why?
And what's your, okay, I got one more after that.
Okay. So I love anything glute related. So before I started prep,
Right.
if you ever check out my Instagram, I have an extremely flat butt. Like, straight
Right.
down, up and down. So I had nothing to work with leading into it, and it's definitely been what I wanted to develop the most. And I think I did an okay job this year, but we'll see when I get to the national stage.
So what
And
was the exercise you found that really helped develop your glutes? Or was it a
uh,
combination?
definitely a combination of everything, like, obviously hip thrusts, lunges,
Is,
RDLs, everything like that. But one that I really, uh, my favorite exercise is the hip abductor and
oh,
building
yeah.
building that glute shelf.
Ah,
And
oh, interesting.
yeah, I really worked really, really hard at that. And it's definitely paid off. I'm super happy with it.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people, I find, either skip over that one or don't put enough emphasis on that machine, the
Mhm.
adductors and abductors.
Yeah.
But I've always trained that machine quite extensively. So my
Hmm.
glute shelf was always half decent, but then the other part, the rest of it was mediocre. So
Yeah.
I could see, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I think now, like, I worked really, really hard at that. So now my training program got switched up a little bit, and she has taken that out. So
right, so yeah, you don't want to be like too off center or off balance, right? So you
yeah,
gotta
yeah. So
makes, yeah,
she's balancing me out now,
good.
but yeah. And my
So
least favorite
yep.
exercise is calves. So
You
I've
have amazing calves.
I know, and everybody always comments on them,
Right.
and they say how amazing they are. But to be honest, I do not train my calves ever.
So it's like it,
It's
damn
genetics.
genetics.
Like that.
Yeah.
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 I actually can't even train my calves because they get really, really tight. I actually have an issue with them. So
Oh, well, okay. So they're almost like quite developed, maybe a little overdeveloped, and they kind of, well, do they
yeah.
seize up on you, or do you have cramping, or
Yeah. So back in the day
your
when I was
flex?
actually quite heavy, I couldn't really walk very far. That was one of the main issues is because my calves would cramp so bad.
Oh, okay.
And the issue was is that I was propelling my body using my calves instead of using my
Right.
glute muscles. So
Oh, interesting.
yeah, so I actually had
Huh.
to went to physiotherapy for a while, and I had to learn how to actually activate my glutes to walk properly.
To walk properly. That's
Hmm.
something you would never. I would never think of. That would
Yeah.
be an issue. Like, unless it happens to you, you don't really.
Hmm.
Interesting. So that may actually have incorporated into your calf development when you were,
Yes, most
for
likely.
sure.
But my mom, she has
Yeah.
beautiful calves, and she's never worked
Oh.
out a day in her life.
So okay. What? Because earlier you said when you were a bit heavier, telling people your idea of competing would probably, and your parents, they would be like, "What are you talking about, Joe? You're crazy." Now, what do they think of you, and what do they think of the sport? And have they seen you compete?
Oh yes, my mom and my dad are like my biggest supporters. My mom has been to every competition, and my dad would if he was social, but he's not. So,
He
but yeah,
watches the
no,
live streams.
so they definitely support me 110%. I have a few really close friends, and they've been there through it with me thick and thin. And yeah, I have a great support system. But like you've mentioned,
Yeah.
you do find out who your true friends are. And I have
Right.
lost quite a few people in the process. So, but I mean, that's
Hey,
okay.
that's okay, right? That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's another way of like going through your Facebook friends list and delete. Just
Yeah.
kind of like see you later.
Yeah.
Negative Nellies or just a waste of time.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
right?
So, no, it's been great. And no, they're super supportive. I don't know if they really quite understand it, or if
Oh no.
they, or yeah,
Yeah.
or if they, you know, would want me to see me get too big, if you know what I mean, like
Yep.
to compete at like a pro level. And they're very against enhancements.
Fair enough.
But just in general, for putting in the work, losing the weight, and being healthy, that's what they are proud of.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. So good. Good for you. Good for them. Right. That's nice. I think last question is, what would be one of your big pet peeves at the gym? Is there something that like drives you nuts when you're there? There's something like
Yes, people sitting there on their phones, not working out. It's
right,
fine. I do. Obviously, everyone does it, but you're sitting there for 10 or 15 minutes. You're not doing anything. Move on.
move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. It's yeah, that's pretty annoying. Especially
Yeah,
like
I know.
yeah, I find I kind of do that, but gotta always be like conscious of the time, right? If you're not paying attention to the time between your sets, and then you're
Mhm.
resting too long, and then like you can really tell the people that are there for a particular reason, or have
Yes.
goals, or have are a little bit more experienced, or the people that are just like fucking around. And
Mhm.
I seen someone the other day on a leg press machine, the leg press, and they're playing Candy Crush.
Yes. Like there's no need of that.
I almost wanted to grab the phone and throw it down the stairs. I wasn't even using the leg press, but I was walking
Right?
by and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
not cool. Yeah. Because when you're there and you have, your whole workout to do. And
right,
sometimes sometimes the workouts are large and they take a long time to do. Like you don't have time to be sitting around waiting and
right.
for everything. And I know that the gym is an inclusive place and it's,
Yes.
for everybody. Like I was in that spot before as well, but it's not a place to just chill forever.
Yeah, it's not a hangout. It's not a hangout club after school.
Yeah.
It's
But
sure. Like I love seeing people. All the kids, for example, they're after school, which
mhm.
is great.
Yes,
Come in
yes.
and work out and hang out and have fun, but
Hmm.
be proactive and keep moving on and
Hmm.
have self aware. I think people have to have a little bit more self awareness,
Yes.
right?
I think that's a dying thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely. I work in I work with in customer service, so I see it all the time.
Hmm.
It's but yeah. So you are getting ready for what show? What is your next adventure that we should be looking out for you and all of your great Instagram stories and pictures?
So first stop is off to the New Brunswick Naturals Regional Show. That's July the 15th. So I turned 35 in December. So I'm going there to try to qualify for the master's class
She's gonna
in
try, yeah.
in wellness.
Right?
And then obviously I'll probably be competing in the open as well, just because I'm already there and doing the
Yeah,
show
for sure.
day.
Yeah.
And then off to nationals. I already requalified for nationals, because I went there last year and came second in my class.
So that qualified you
So
for the next year. Yeah.
it did, yes. So I'm qualified in open already. So I'm going to head out to
Where's that?
nationals on August the 5th.
Excellent.
Yeah, the natural pro qualifier. And
Is that in Toronto?
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Fun.
So I'll be competing hopefully in masters and in
Right.
open, and Looking to bring home a pro card.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Big goals, big goals. We'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Okay. So once you get the pro card, and you can put Jillian Parker, or Jillian Parker Pro on your
Yeah,
Instagram page.
yeah.
What? But that also, I know that also means a lot more to it. But uh, what's the next? Would you be looking at competing at pro shows? Would you? What would be the goal after you get the pro card?
I know they're big dreams and they're big goals. Lots to do, lots of work, but the goal is to go to the pro show in Virginia. And after that, you know, who knows what's next? I would
Yeah,
love to make it to Olympia as a natural athlete. Obviously, I know I wouldn't stack up next to the other girls, but
it'd
it would just
still be
be,
amazing to be there,
yeah, it would just be totally amazing just to go.
just to
So,
step on the stage, right?
yeah. So
Yeah,
that would be the end goal, but lots of work to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the drive to do it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Well, awesome, Jill. Thanks so much for joining us. Us. Alex is not here. So joining me at on the Bodybuilding Amateur Hour. It was fantastic chatting with you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was fun. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
it
great.
was super fun. And yeah, thanks everyone for checking in and listening. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell button. Oh my God, it's the first time I ever said that. So, um, so yeah, so thanks, and you rocked, and we're really excited to see you bring home some hardware.
Thank you.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Awesome. Have a great night.
Thank you. Good night.
See ya.